Hey guys, what's up? This is Bevan here, and this is episode 2 of Renovating Bevan. In the last episode, I spoke a lot about big picture dreams, goals, things like that I have that I want to start chasing, and a little bit about why it is I'm doing this channel. And such is life, as soon as I finished that video, I just got avalanched with so much stuff. My scooter snapped in half. How the heck does anyone do that? I lost my phone. I got hit with the tax bill that I had to go sort out. Just a lot of stuff I didn't want to have to deal with and took up a lot of headspace. But that's the way life goes, right? It gives you a couple of knocks, and it's not about the knocks you take, it's about the knocks you can get up from after taking them. So here I am, back on the ball, ready to get going. The first thing I'd like to discuss in this video is one step down from what we spoke about last time, and that is frameworks. Ways of thinking about things that will help you to realize them in real life. I've learned a lot of good stuff in the past from really good teachers. One of the frameworks that really impacted me is from a guy called Tai Lopez. He's pretty big on the internet. I'm sure you've heard a lot about him. I did his 67 steps course. 67? Yeah, it was something like that. It was pretty good, actually, if I'm honest. I know a lot of guys have a lot to say about Tai Lopez, but the 67 steps course was pretty good. And one of the main things I took out of that course was the categorization of things in your life. Tai likes to speak a lot about health, wealth, love, and happiness. And I thought that was really useful. Your relationships, your marriage, your friendships, that's obviously gonna be love. Happiness is anything that keeps you smiling, stuff you love doing. For me, surfing, photography, things like that. Your wealth is how you generate income, how you protect that income, how you plan for your future. Anything that helps you to thrive financially. And then lastly, your health is a big deal. That's how well you eat, your physical condition, things like that. You really want to make sure you're maintaining those things. So I thought that was a really good way to look at the things in your life. The next framework that I've found very, very handy has come from a guy called Brian Harris. Now, whether he developed this or not, I'm not too sure, but he's the guy I learned it from anyway. It's called the ICE method. And it's a great way to prioritize things that are on your to-do list. And basically what ICE is, it stands for impact, confidence, and effort. How impactful is the item you need to do? How confident are you that you're able to complete it and that you have the right tools to get the job done properly? How much effort is it gonna cost you to get that done? Each one is a 1 to 10 scale. You add up all the points, and that kind of gives you a good priority for your to-do list. I find there's a lot of things that sort of rise to the top quite often, and they're things I generally neglect. So this is a good way of putting those in my face and making me aware that I'm not doing the first things first. So that's the ICE method. Then recently, my brother bought me this book for my birthday. This is called The First 20 Hours, How to Learn Anything Fast by Josh Kaufman. It was okay, not the best read I've ever had in the world. The thing that really grabbed me about this book was not so much what it says, but kind of the timing of it. I read this as I was really interested in growing my skill set. So using the frameworks I've developed, and a few of the lessons I've learned in the book, I'm going to be setting my agenda for the next while. The first thing that Josh Kaufman talks about in the book is setting yourself a lovable project. So with that in mind, if I take health, wealth, love, and happiness, I'm going to put one project per category that I'm going to apply myself to. And let's see what happens, right? There's obviously a lot more in the book in terms of what you need to do with that, but I'll discuss that in later videos. For now, let's pick the projects. For health, I have got a terrible posture, probably the worst posture of anyone I know. I don't know if it's because I'm a tall guy, I'm 6'3" or something like that. I don't know if it's because I sit badly. I don't know what it is, but it is a horrible posture. And I think it's responsible for a few aches and pains that I'm starting to experience. So I need to sort that out. For wealth, I've always wanted to have a location in specific business. So some kind of an online trading post, whether it be for services, e-commerce, affiliate, who knows? I'm gonna have to really research this and figure that part out. But the main point here is I wanna be spending a lot of time on the coast. I don't wanna be going into cities, into offices, things like that. And having a business that requires a location is obviously a big barrier to that. Next up, for love, there's not too much in the way of projects I can do here. I'm gonna have to obviously stay connected to friends, family, go on dates with my wife. But I suppose one thing I can put in here is something I've always wanted to do, and that's learn the Bible. I find it an incredible book. As a Christian person, it's obviously very central to me as a person, but as a study material, I suppose, I find it incredibly fascinating. Finally, for happiness, there's two that I'd like to put in here, but we'll see if that's overloading. The first one is I'd love to learn Chinese. At the moment, I'm living in Taiwan, and I can't think of a better time or place than ever to be able to pick up that language. The main language here is Mandarin. There's a couple of local dialects like Taiwanese, like some Aboriginal languages, but the common language is Mandarin. So I've got a really good shot at being immersed in all of it and being able to pick up the language quite quickly. The second thing I'd really like to learn is how to code. I used to work with developers a lot. I was not a developer myself, but I really enjoyed the way of thinking that came with coding. I liked the logic, I liked the binary aspect of it, and I found that just the small interaction I had with coding I really enjoyed. So that's something I'd like to become very proficient at. So those are the projects I've chosen for the next little while. We'll see if it's a bit ambitious, if I have to do some editing along the way, but I'm definitely gonna have to find some people to help me out, some resources to help me learn, some sort of tools. I may need to develop some sub skills. All that kind of I'll learn as I go along. And you are more than welcome to join me on the journey. I'm going to share everything I find out, everything I try out. I'm going to tell you what works, what didn't work for me. But the most important thing is I'm going to show up every day and try, because I think that's the most important part out of all of this. So thanks again for watching. Thanks for joining me on the road, and I will see you next time.